All right. Good morning, everyone. Michael and Rob here, Lake Michigan Angler. Welcome back to our weekly fishing reports. If it's your first time here, thank you for joining us. If you want to get the latest and greatest of what's happening in our area here in northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, and we sometimes we'll speak more broadly in the Chicago area and up in Milwaukee, but you get the idea here. If you're looking to find out info on salmon fishing, trout fishing here on Lake Michigan and some area lakes as well, inland lakes, you're in the place to be. Good morning to each and every one of you. Let's do the first things first. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know that we're coming through loud and clear. So before we do anything else, today's agenda, we're going to catch up on what's been going on here at the shop. We'll talk about what's going on with the fishing, and then we'll end cap the live today. We're talking about a couple of products that are going to be very useful for your springtime fishing when you get out there, which looks to be like
any
pretty
day
soon.
now,
Yeah, like it's
kinda, we're starting.
Yeah, it's getting there. Go bye ice. Thank God. So good morning, Dave, Brian, Daniel, Mike, Todd, Muskie, Illinois Muskie, Eye Pocket. What's up, Joe? Kenneth, clear here in Tennessee. Welcome. Thank you for joining us, man. Loud and clear. Thank you. All right, we're good to go. Is this thing on? Yeah, exactly. Goons, what's up? John, good morning. Tommy, good morning. Paul, good to see you guys. Sunshine, there's still so much ice in Michigan. Not down here. It's going away very fast. Vin checking in. What up from Southeast Michigan? Thank you for joining us, Vin. Appreciate that, bud. B, howdy. Just finished fishing here at the lakefront. Got skunked, of course. Water's really dirty and lots of people powerline fishing. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Anthony, good morning. Angler, good morning. All right, cool. Well, good to know that we're all set. So let's jump straight into it. Rob, what's going on here at the shop? Stuff that came in that's new.
Yeah, a lot of odds and ends came in this week. Some more reels came in. It seems like there's reels coming in every week because they just go out every week as well. So we're always restocking those. But we got a lot of Howie flies. Some of these counts I got to update still because they just came in yesterday afternoon. But one standout right here that a lot of people have been waiting for is the bank frog. So this was a killer last year, and we've got it. It is online, but there's no picture yet. So you can actually go online and order it. You just won't be able to see the picture.
Was that thing popular up north? Like it's called the bank for the bank?
Yeah, and it was working down here too. Like the guys were using it down here. But yeah, up north there really. But yeah, bank frog, after the bank reef in Sturgeon Bay. So that was a really good fly last year. So I'm glad to have it here. So what else came in? For the kayakers, the little mini baby dipsies. I like these a lot this time of year. I'm going to run small spoons from them for the browns, but they'll also work for your Dodgers and flies. Even the stubbies run pretty well on these little baby dipsies here. So this is great because if you're into kayak, you can get your baits down without really adding any drag. Like you're not fighting it like you are with a bigger dipsy. Yeah. You almost don't even know it's there. And so I really like using these quite a bit this time of year, just to get down. They're good for if you're fishing like 30 feet of water or less. They're good for that. Yeah. If you need to get down deep, then the torpedoes and other things tend to work better. But for shallow fishing, this is a great tool right here, and it's just so easy to use. What else came in? Tons of keel weights came in this week, so we're loaded up on keel weights, especially 5/8. Got a lot of those, so. We've got them in the package here with the beat chain. And then we also have like just loose ones up at the counter here that have just a swivel on each end. Some people prefer those. So that's going on. What else came in? More planer boards came in. Church boards came in. Lots of slide divers came in. The weight kits for the slide divers came in. What else we got? Actually, we got another Mr. Chrome motor in place right now on the way.
Season to start. We're going through that so fast.
Yeah, the Mr. Chrome stuff's flying out here. Some more Pro King flashers came in. We got in a bunch of the white Dragon Slayers, that's always a really good one. Some fluorocarbon came in. Some of the STS and some Andy came in. So just a hodgepodge of different stuff coming in, and more stuff's coming this coming week. Actually, getting 2 more big deliveries on Monday. So I don't even know. I think there's going to be some nets. There's going to be some more rods and reels and a bunch of stuff I don't even remember is coming. Oh, and another thing that came in are the Howie fly boxes. So we were out of those. If you need Howie fly boxes, that's here.
I know we had gotten questions about the TLC Tender spoon boxes.
Oh, yeah. Those came in yesterday.
Okay.
But a little bit limited supply on the spoon boxes. We're pretty good on the 50/50s. Got a few standards. And then only one Magnum. He was just out. And then a lot of the 8-inch flasher boxes. And, of course, we've got all the Coho boxes, too. And then pretty soon he'll have me restocked with more of the spoon boxes because he's just out.
Yeah. Yep. So that's a quick look. Listen, the one thing we didn't mention here, of course, everyone's wondering about the stubbies.
Yep.
So as far as we know, they should get here at any moment, I guess.
They're
right?
on their way. But, yeah, we've got some new colors. And so I'll let Mike explain what's going on with the new colors.
Well, we had to come up with names for them.
Yes.
So we came up with some names for them. They're really cool. What I can say is they're like double-sided kind of.
They're pretty good looking,
yeah.
but we decided to let you guys name them.
Oh yeah. So once we get it, we'll do a naming thing, and I guess whatever name we pick, we'll just
So we're gonna do a naming contest to name the new stubbies, and Gold Star has provided a couple really nice prize packages,
like really nice
for the winners of this. So we're still haven't figured out the logistics of how we choose the winner, but. That's his job.
Oh, so see how he does that, right? So now when I choose, then I'm the bad guy, right?
I don't know how that'll work out, but yeah. So the winners of the Dodger naming contest, they're really nice prize packages, whole bunch.
Yeah, it's a couple $100 worth of prizes.
Yeah, I mean it's a whole bunch of plugs. Plugs add up really fast. Some Dodgers, some releases, some spoons, a couple things, and then a really nice case,
to hold
like
it
a
all.
Dodger flasher case to keep them in. So there'll be 2 winners for that.
Yep. So be on the lookout. You guys that join us on the live will have first crack at it. You know, that's our way of kind of saying thank you for joining us. Taking the time out of your day to watch live it's a very, you have to actually do that, right? It's not like you just watch it passively after it's done on the channel and stuff. So we appreciate your time. So we're going to give you guys first crack at that contest, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, and I think maybe next week is, assuming that those Dodgers are here, which I think they will be. We'll do a giveaway with some stubbies for next week's
there you go.
live podcast.
There you go. While we're talking about giveaways, I saw somebody put in the comments here. Jamie said, you guys don't do weekly giveaways anymore. So just to clear that out, guys, that was a special thing that Akuma sponsored and provided all of that. A lot of the times, obviously, I know there's a lot of gear here. However, this is a business, and so it's hard for us to pull from the shop inventory. So we do rely on our partners, the other companies, to support directly on their end. It's a marketing promotional plug for them.
Akuma came through huge for us with those giveaways. I mean, there was a lot of rods and reels that we gave away.
Yeah, it was a couple thousand worth of pricing that was given away over those weeks.
Yeah, and it could happen again.
Yeah, so even though we don't do it every week, we certainly are actively in the background seeing what brands we want to contribute something to our. For our podcast, which is coming out with Silverhorde, Kelly, and all of that's going to coincide together with the release of that podcast. Speaking of podcasts, if you guys have not watched the latest one we released the other day with Mr. Chrome, with Mason, the owner of Mr. Chrome, definitely a nice watch right there. What it takes to run a salmon lure company. Definitely check that out on the channel. It's right here on the channel after our live. I think you guys will enjoy it as well. His meteoric rise is a fishing company here, local, to our region, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really cool story, man. So check that out. All right, let's get into first. Before we do that, let me make sure there's any other questions here. John, good morning. Went out yesterday to Trail Creek. Ice was flowing back and forth in front of DNR. Pier still unfishable. Got skunked as well. Maybe next week. Probably. I know that someone mentioned that the water's a little mixed up, so hopefully we get. I think the next couple of days the wind's going to be pretty decent, so that should allow that water to settle. And I think once that clarity gets back, it should be some good fishing going on. Jason S. said, Rob, thanks for my spring Coho gear. For Coho leaders, I understand 3x the Dodger length is a starting point. Is that measured to the end of the hook, the knot, or hook. I'm thinking too much maybe.
Yeah, don't overthink it too much.
Yeah.
But for me, it's the end of the hook because when I do it, I just stick the hook on the end of the dodger and just wrap it 3 times and get my length from that. So it goes to the end of the hook for me.
Yeah, and I think whatever way you do it, tie one, and then I use that one. The one I tied as the what do you call it? Like I do everything against that one. And the reality is like every time I can lay it all out and eye it and get the length. The minute I try to tie it, there might be a little 1/4 inch off from the loop to the end. I don't think you're splitting hairs at that point. The general idea is that they're roughly the same, in that same length and stuff, so that you're gonna get the same action out of that fly. So tie one is kind of like your master copy, and then everything else kind of measured against it is just one of many ways you could do this as well. All right, let's see here. Mike G, good morning, everyone. Anyone know if Hammond or Burnham launches are ice-free? Great question. If anybody has any info on those southern harbors, please let us know. I myself am looking at both of those since I'm still in Chicago right now. Until the season's full on the swing up here, then I'll transition up this way. But yeah, I'm looking to get out this week as well, down in the city or south end. Let's see what else. DG, good morning, guys. Where are the best places to locate up-to-date fishing reports for the Big Lake? I think the answer to that question, DG, is these days Facebook. I think Facebook groups are going to be your best shot, and even then, it may not be every day.
Yeah, and it kind of depends on the area you're in. Like every port or little region of the lake seems to have its own regional Facebook group where people share reports. Some of them are a little better than others at sharing the reports, but there's one for Winthrop Harbor and Waukegan. I think there's 1 or 2 for Kenosha and Racine and Milwaukee, and another one for Port. So it seems like that's the best way these days to get fishing reports. And to be honest with you, really the best way is to just get to know people out there and network and get that up-to-date stuff while they're fishing. Get in the text circles, join a club. Get to know those guys, and that's really the best way because then you're getting the most recent reports.
Yeah, I take it even a step further. It's kind of like a pro tip. Find the guy that's like always out fishing and befriend them because they're gonna have the most accurate up to date. They're out there. Everyone knows like the hardcore guy that's out there a couple times a week. Befriend them somehow and see if you can't get that info from them. You're gonna be able to get it a lot quicker than waiting for somebody to post it on Facebook. A lot of times, guys on Facebook will post up.
I know. There's more coming.
Are we still good? Are we good? All right. Sorry, guys. We had a little technical bug there for a second. Apologies. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Always good for the big guy to be the bad guy. Nah, not me. All right, Ron, we're good. Okay, sorry. The screen went blank on me for a second. All right. While Rob is catching somebody out real quick, we'll give more of a report. I'm going to start with the report. As the title of the stream today is not, it's kind of clickbaity, but it's not because it actually is happening. Coho are being caught in Chicago. Power liners catching some limits. You can see the picture on the screenshot or on the thumbnail is proof. But fish are being caught down in Chicago. Now, is this truly the beginning of the run, or is it just resident coho that might just be around there? Don't really know until more people get out there, start fishing. We start to put a pattern together, and we can start to piece it together and kind of see what's going on here. But coho have been caught. If that's the case, which it's March now. In years past, I've caught them right about this time as well. So this is not out of the ordinary. And for those of you that are able to get out before the word gets out, you can have some really great days without having to, especially for fishing from shore, without it being completely, bombarded. Take advantage of it. Word is starting to kind of get out a little bit now, but we've got some beautiful weather coming in the forecast, 50s and 60s this week, at least in the Chicago area. Get out there and start putting the time on in the water to get yourself on some of these fish here. We'll talk about some of the stuff here. Rob, you want to share some more on area up here as far as?
Yeah, so we had some really good river fishing up in the rut early in the week before the rain and snow and everything, and we had all that runoff. There was some really, really good fishing in the low stretches of the river. 50 fish days between browns and steelhead. It was phenomenal. Now what happened was we had some rain and snow, a bunch of runoff. It spiked, the flow spiked and it got muddy. But we're not too far away from it being good at flow again. So I checked right before we went live. I checked the stream flow on the root. It was at 417 cubic feet per second, and the pike was at 41 cubic feet per second. So really, the pike is just about prime because that's a good flow for the pike, and it's open. There were guys fishing the mouth of it this morning. So I talked to a few people that had been catching fish off the beach at the mouth of the pike. I would give the root a couple more days, and it should be an fishable flow. Hopefully, it clears up a little bit because needs that. But get out there with your drift rods and bobbers, spawn sacks, tube jigs, spinners, all that. You'll be able to catch them off the mouth of the creek. They're bottom fishing and casting and doing everything. So that should be really good. Now it's prime time for those steelhead. March, it's going to be full swing steelhead fishing. So get excited for that. It's going to be good. The Milwaukee, I didn't check the flow of the Milwaukee, so I don't know what that's at. But that usually, if it did spike up like the root did, it usually takes a few more days because it's a bigger river.
Yeah.
It's going to be full swing. Get out there as soon as you can because usually those fish get hit pretty hard and pretty quick. So that's good. If you need anything, we've got the tube jigs. We've got the new Yakima hair jigs. We've got spawn sacks. We've got everything you need for that. I forgot to bring over the maxi jigs. We've got a bunch of maxi jigs, which are great steelhead jigs for the rivers. So check those out. And we've got the Nova floats and the Fishing Freak floats too. So get geared up for that. So take advantage of that. As far as harbor fishing goes, I didn't hear anybody fishing Racine Harbor. I would assume that's pretty dirty, but Kenosha Harbor, they were catching some fish anywhere there's open water. Now, out by the tube, they were catching fish. That's probably pretty dirty right now, but I think they're still catching some from the people I talked to. They're getting them on spawn sacks over there. They're catching them on tube jigs around the bridge. Jerk baits, a little everything working in there. So there's some pretty good fishing. And I did hear of before the water got dirty, I did hear of a few cohos being caught off the end of the pier.
And I drove by Kenosha last night to take a look at it. The launch is starting to break apart. It didn't look like you can get through there, but we had one of our charter captains just come in this morning, said that somebody was out there already in their boat. So I think we're at a point where these harbors are, even if it's not fully free of ice, it is doable to either break through or push through what's there because it's all broken up chunks and stuff like that. So, look, the reality is right now, this is a fantastic time to fish. You've got access to so many different species of fish in a relatively close proximity to shore harbors. Whether you're fishing from shore, it's a great time. We get a lot of shore guys asking, when's a good time to fish. This is your time to fish. I mean, really. Now that the weather's nicer, you're not out there suffering in the elements. It's a little bit nicer, and as the water starts to warm up a little bit, it's going to get those fish more active. As that water warms a little bit, and they're near shore, get out there, start pounding that shoreline. If you're in a kayak, if you can launch, get out there. If you're in a small boat, you get the idea here. You got access to browns, steelhead, coho, lake trout. The only thing we're missing is a king. But you got 4 species of salmon and trout that you could target pretty effectively and have some really good days out there. So if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. I'm going to go through it right now and catch up on. There's a couple of flies I want to share with you as well. If you're looking to add some flies, we got a whole reload of our peanuts, and I'm going to show you just a few of my personal kind of go-tos, and keep that in mind if you're looking to add some peanut flies to your setups for this spring here. Structure said launched out of Burnham this past Sunday with a fish craft, did good on Lakers. All right, Structure, so you were able to get through. Appreciate you for letting us know that. Let's see here. Does anyone know if the daily boat launch is open? Is it free right now? Not sure what boat launch you're referring to, Brian. But depends on where you're at. But I think like Kenosha, Racine, I don't know.
Kenosha's open for sure. I'm sorry, Racine is open for sure.
Yeah.
Kenosha this morning still had a bunch of ice in front of it.
Well, I think he's talking about the boat launch fees.
Oh, fees. Usually they don't start charging until they put the docks in.
Yeah. Double check that. We don't want to be liable if you get a ticket, okay? All right. Bruin said, still lots of ice on Lake Michigan up here. Might go chase perch today on the ice, but your recent content is getting me jazzed up for some open blue water. I'm ready for it, Bruin. I'm ready for it. Sunshine said, last year I was out 2 weeks earlier and catching them. Yeah, last year we didn't have nearly so much ice, so this year it's prolonged it because of we had really good ice this year, so makes sense. Joaquin, what's up, man? Good morning, Finley. Vinti asked, how do fish spawn on the pier for coho?
Really, the best way is just under a slip bobber, 3-4 feet down, spawn sack, maybe a little chunk of skein, but spawn sack's a little easier to get out there without, casting it really far without it flying off. That's really it. Good
morning. All right, let's see. Let's get them fish. Exactly. What about Waukegan Harbor? Yeah, so Joaquin, last week we definitely got confirmation that coho were caught as of last weekend out of Waukegan. I haven't heard much throughout this week out of Waukegan. Have you?
No, I have not. Oh, you know what? A couple guys caught steelhead off of South Rocks.
There you go. If they're catching coho in Chicago power lining, I'd be shocked if you didn't catch a couple stragglers up this at Waukegan area. May not be nearly as many just yet, but it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon. Sean asks, any update on North Point Fishing Processing Station?
Well, it was supposed to be fixed in the fall, and no one's had a chance to use it since, so they usually don't open it until sometime in April.
I'll tell you what.
We won't really know for sure until then.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if it's not open again, I'm going to open up my new fish cleaning station business. I'll be right there.
Right.
I'll process all your guys' fish.
Right on the hood of his car.
Right on the hood of my car, yeah. Yep. All right. Daly Park on the Chicago River. Oh, that I don't know, Brian. That I don't know. Let's see here. BC asks, remind me, and also convertible to walleye will help multi-species guys.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So typically, if you're gonna run like lead core for coho, it's gonna be short ones, 2, 3, 5 colors, stuff like that. And then the length of the lead core really is just depending on how deep you need to get. A lot of times we're just running keel weights for the cohos, not even using lead core. And that's a little more convertible into walleye fishing than the lead cores are. But it really just comes down to the length. So like we're still coho fishing in June, but we got to get down deeper. We're going to just be using longer lead cores then. But typically I start people off, if they want a couple for the spring, like a 3 and a 5 color. Some people start with a 2 color. I usually don't always start with a 2 color for people because it's a little bit like you're going to quit using it a lot quicker. So I like a 3 and a 5 color for that to start off in the spring.
Well, don't forget though, with the 2 color, it can make the SWR too. So
yeah, and you can with a 3 color as well.
Yeah.
So there is some double use there.
Yeah, and we're really big on getting the most value out of it.
Exactly.
So you get a lot of bang for your buck with that one rod setup. You can use it 2 different ways.
Yep.
Do you still have brown eggs? Yes, we do.
Yep.
Mark asks, are you still working on the small boat on the Big Pond video series? I don't know about a video. You're talking about the Big Pond Brawl tournament series? If that's what you're asking for, yes, we are working on that.
And we have a sponsor for it, so thanks to David Amata.
Awesome. Shout out to Dave Johnson, man. Careful on the lakefront. Lots of black ice here from yesterday's snow and rain, okay? Does shrimp work for coho? Yes.
Yeah.
Typically cooked shrimp. Good morning, Pawn. All right, what else we got here before we wrap it up? Thanks for the recommendation, Big Water Wisdom. I finished the book in a few days. Awesome.
Yeah, it's a great book. So for anybody starting off that's new to salmon fishing, just totally clueless to it or whatever, Dan Keating's book, Big Water Wisdom, it's on our website. It's a really good and all are very thorough, and you can learn a lot from it.
Yep. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on with our... Seems like the feed keeps kind of in and out. All right. Jason said, what is power lining? Casting? No, power lining is a uniquely Illinois thing. It is essentially a system where it's a line with multiple hooks on there, up to, I don't know how many hooks they put on there.
Like 50, and you shoot it out with a cannon.
You shoot out with a fire extinguisher, like a launcher, and you pull it in and you got fish on your line.
So basically the setup is this really, really long rubber band, and you get like a couple ounce of weight, and you launch this thing out of a fire extinguisher cannon, and it goes out a few hundred feet, and it just stretches out this rubber band, and then attached to the rubber band is some mono, and you have hooks attached to that like every few feet that you put bait on, and so then you start letting that out, the rubber band contracts and pulls all your baits out into the water.
Yeah. So guys are in Chicago are doing that right now.
Yep. It's pretty cool. It's an interesting thing. It's definitely an Illinois, Chicago kind of tradition.
Finley said, I love the Mr. Chrome interview. Excellent backstory. Glad you enjoyed that. Thank you. All right. Jason said, I understand coho are a 3-year fish. How old are the typical cohos caught in the spring that are 2 to 4 pounds? And how old are the ones later in the year, June, that are around 8 pounds?
They're 3-year-old fish. The 8-pounders that we catch later in the year are the ones that are 2-3 pounds right now. They grow that fast.
Yeah. They have a very voracious feeding. That's exactly why we find inside coho not only alewife but gobies. You'll smelt freshwater shrimp, freshwater shrimp, perch. They are like right next to lake trout. Lake trout will eat anything. Damn near, it seems like, but those coho will, if they're hungry, they will eat it. So they're putting on that weight pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how fast salmon grow.
And then just think about it. When we're out there in the spring, I mean, they're suicidal. They're just anything is in the water. You could probably troll a gold hook.
Yeah,
flashes the right way, they'll come and just eat it.
It's to our advantage too. They're hungry all the time.
Yep. All right. Quickly here, let me finish up with a couple questions, 2 more, and then I want to get to this so we can wrap it up. We got folks coming in here. I wonder if they have a limit on the setups. You get people that line up buckets reserving spots. Listen, you have to understand it's such a tradition in Chicago for power lining that folks like longtime veterans have like their spots. It's a whole culture and community to just befriending somebody because they got their own little what you do and what you don't kind of a thing and
like this time of year, I like a size 3 or 4, like a Vibrex, stuff like that. Also, the 5/8 and 7 ounce Flying C's are really good for spinners. And then if you're casting spoons, anything around a 1/2 ounce is usually pretty good this time of year.
Thanks for having a great weekend, you too. Does the Michigan City rig work this time of year? I've never fished it, so.
I don't see why it wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, just another way to get bait out there. I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Yep. All right, guys. Let's end this off by showing you a couple of peanut flies that we got in. We've got a whole. We got loaded up on flies. So I know this is not going to be exactly easy to show you because I'm holding it up here. It's not really a close up, but I'll show you nonetheless. So we'll start right here. This is a 2-tone peanut fly, very, very effective and very, very deadly.
Yeah, I really like that one in shallow water. It's when you have like greener water, that hair on there just seems to be the ticket.
Yeah. That's one that I would suggest you check out if you haven't already.
Yep.
We've got our legendary, it seems like 7-Up fly here.
That's actually the next generation.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But we'll go with this one next anyways, because the next generation, they call it next generation because it's basically the revised version of the 2-tone. So this one was like historically the one that came out first, going back decades, and then they switched up the material instead of the hair to the Mirage, and they turned into next generation. Both absolute killer flies. This one happens to do a lot better when you're fishing deeper. It works shallow too, but sometimes when you get out deeper to clear water, that hair stops working, and then the Mirage starts working better.
And I use it. To me, I always get these guys confused. Is this 7-Up now?
No, this is Neil Diamond.
No, that's the Neil Diamond.
So this is 7-Up. This has been our best-selling fly the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's one you want to have.
Yeah, for sure. And then like the ones that were new for last year were these midnight flies. They were killers last year.
Yeah, the Midnight Dragon, which has got some black in this one. This guy smoked.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a little darker colors in your fly. It really does something. That Midnight Dragon did really good. We've got the Midnight this I forgot what we named it, but this one's basically the same thing, Midnight Dragon, but it's got the green, this green hair tinsel in it. And then which was this guy?
That's Neil Diamond.
Oh, that's Neil. We talked about.
It's just another good one.
Yeah. So like literally just here we got many more, but this is just a small selection of ones that are like you can't go wrong with if you're looking for a peanut fly to add to your setup to start running. Come by and grab any one of these that we got here because we're fully loaded on those guys. Our 2 inches are starting to roll in here as well.
Yeah, I just got in a bunch. 7-ups for Munda. I haven't packaged them up yet, but they'll be available. We have actually a new one here. I don't even remember where we put it.
Just taking a look for that right now. Someone asked, what pound leader on your peanut fly? I just go 40 on all my
40.
flies, 40.
So we kind of made this one on mistake, but I really like it. So this purple Mirage, that's a killer right there.
Look at that.
Yeah.
He made it by mistake?
Yeah.
You see? Hopefully you guys can see that little guy.
I was like, it's a good mistake because I like it a lot. That's going to be a killer. There's a lot of good flies out there. A lot of good colors. We don't really bother with any colors we don't think catch fish here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but yeah, and then when things warm up a little bit, for us here, when you start seeing flies on the water, then like a lot of the black flies work. But when I talk to guys in Indiana, they start using the black flies right away down there. Yep. So don't be afraid to use black flies, black and purple, black and blue.
Mardi Gras is another good one.
Yeah, Mardi Gras. People have been buying Mardi Gras like crazy this week.
Oz.
Yep, Oz is a good one in the 2-inch. Oz is like
the favorite out of the Kenosha guys like that Oz.
Yeah,
one in particular.
Waukegan too. Yep.
Shout out to Captain Hank.
Yep, and the cop, he likes that cop car. And then all of a sudden last year the Shiner got really popular over there.
All right, Rob asked, when do you think the new inventory will be available online?
Maybe I can get those flies updated. I got, go through all these invoices and update the numbers. I can probably do the flies this afternoon. It was just always work in progress. So I did get some stuff updated as I was putting out yesterday, and then had customers, so then I had to stop. So I guess it just depends on what you're looking for in particular.
Cool. Any final questions, thoughts, concerns, guys? Feel free to throw it in right now as we wrap it all up. We appreciate your time as always for joining us. Super excited because we got, again, like the forecast shows 56 degree temps. Hopefully there's some very chill winds, at least so I can get out for sure. I think my agenda is going to go, I'm going to go start the season with lake trout is what I'm looking to do down in Chicago. We'll kind of go from there, bounce around maybe perhaps. But hopefully you guys are excited. If you need stuff, you know where we're at. Come by, visit us online, LakeMichiganAngler.com. If you need reels spooled up, bring them in. We do ask, help us help you. Strip them off clean before you bring them in. The turnaround is infinitely quicker versus us having to strip it all off. It takes a lot more time. And so if you help us help you, it's a great thing. We do appreciate that.
Yep. And don't forget, next week we'll probably do a stubby giveaway.
Yeah, we'll do a stubby giveaway next week as well.
In addition to the naming contest.
Yep. All right. I think that's about it. You guys are legends. Thanks as always. Thank you guys. Last question. Pawn said, have you heard of anyone catching fish in Highland Park area or Lake Forest? They do. There's not a lot of guys that do that. I know some kayakers that go out and launch out of that area. They do very well. But it's not exactly the most accessible kind of area to launch and fish out of. So I think there's that. We do have brown eggs, yes. All right, that's it, guys. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for your time. We look forward to helping you out here at the shop. Don't forget, our latest podcast is out right now with Mr. Chrome, Mason from Mr. Chrome. It's a good watch. So after our live, feel free to watch that after we're done here. And we will talk to you very soon, next week for sure. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.